Alrighty, guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are here for Fairy Tale's final season, episode 298. So we're getting there. We're almost reaching the 300 point. Eventually, we'll get there. Uh, but yeah, this is 298, right? It is. Okay. Uh, so last episode we had the big fight between sorta. We had Loxus versing the metal guy. Like, he creates like metallic stuff. Oh, what's his name? Wall. That's what it was. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a little out of it. So we had him versing Wall. We also had the reveal that he is still very sick from the Bane particles, which is something we weren't shown up until this point, although we haven't had a huge amount of Loxus on the screen, since everything went down with Tartaros and he had the initial Bane particles happen and everything. So I at first thought it was a little weird that suddenly we had this development, but then I realized that, we haven't had all that much screen time, and this probably makes sense, So yeah. And then what else happened? I believe we had a lot of the groups pairing up and getting ready to fight, right? Like, we had Kagura and Urza meet up. I remember we had Grey Leone and Juvia together. And then we had Wendy and Shelia together fighting that gladiator chick, which I still don't know what she does, but I think I theorized that she might have some kind of slow time thing. But then I had some arguments that would make me think that maybe she doesn't, so who knows about that. Natsu's still passed out, and yeah, I think that sums up most of what happened last episode, which was a good little recap for me, because some of that I did kind of forget until just now. so yeah, guys, I say let's just hop right into this episode, shall we? Alrighty, so we are going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Ah, yes. Loxus being punched in the guts. Yeah, and like the rocket fist. However that works. I'm gonna take a sip of water. I did, right before this, I did record another video. Pretty long one of me just talking about stuff for the channel, so I did a lot of talking, essentially, which is why I want to take a sip. That was badass, though. Eyes, like, went white. Just kind of rushed in. Looked really cool. Oh, God. Yeah. Such a nice, windy entrance. Yeah. She kicked me in the face. Alrighty. Minimize this. Man. I feel like every one of my videos I say it. But I am hungry again. Was it Fairy Tale I said that last time? I don't remember. One of my videos I said that same exact thing because I tend to wait a long time in between some meals. Like, what time is it right now? It is 2:30 a.m. right now, and the last time I ate was about 1 p.m. So it's been about 13 hours since I ate. Ish, give or take. So But I decided that I did take a nap in between there, so you could probably knock off like a few hours for that nap because obviously I'm unaware. But yeah, plan on getting some food after this probably. Alrighty, bring this stuff back up. Yep. Oh, those damn Bane particles. Damn, I thought they were supposed to cure that with the blood of the one Tartaros guy. I guess they couldn't fully cure it because of how many he took in. I'm a little worried about Loxus here. Is someone gonna save him, or is he gonna be able to get up and finish this off? That's what I'm wondering. Whoa, that was like the... Yeah, Ethereum Blast. Isn't that gonna wipe out like the whole town? Doesn't it take out like an entire nation they were saying or something like that? Or is it like a smaller version? Oh boy, I just got chills. Laxus, you badass. Whoa. Did he finish off something that... Whoa, did he make that? Okay, so he learned how to make it from Freed. What's the rule? Is it still there? What just happened? Please, anime exposition. Oh. He neutralized the Bane particles in Loxus? Oh shit. I think Loxus's lightning is gonna hurt you, buddy. I think Loxus's lightning is about to hurt you. Oh, what? Red lightning? Mavis. When did this happen, by the way? This is so cool. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I thought she was gonna tell him some, like, secret insight or something. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, just broke him into pieces. Lightning that surpasses lightning in the red of blood. Oh, shit. Oh, that was so cool. I thought Natsu was gonna wake up at that moment and be like, Laxus. Hmm. Hmm. Damn. So they got 8 more to go still. I forget who they're fighting for, like, the... Besides just, like, the army. Oh! Nice! I didn't know who that was at first. Freaking Leon, fall in love with everybody. Ooh, now we're gonna have, oh shit. I wonder how Kagura's gonna feel about that. But, because I know they kind of, like, had an understanding at the end, but... what's his name? Wow, why can't I think of his name? Yeah, Jalal! There we go. When I saw his face, I, like, instantly remembered. There we go. I'm glad I hide your face. It's the first thing you say. Is the tattoo by the eye? Yeah, I thought Kagura might freak out a little bit. Is the tattoo by Jalal's eye a little different than it used to be? From your perspective, anyway. Oh. Yeah, so she, like, stops or slows down time. It's kind of like what I said. But my problem with this was, how does it not look like she moves a single muscle? She would have to walk back to the same exact spot where she froze it, right? Can you imagine if Wendy... I just want Wendy to start moving right now and just hit her. Please. God, this is creepy. Oh my god, stop. best not kill Wendy. Oh, I want something badass to happen so bad. Wendy, snap out of it. Kick her in the face again. Something's gonna happen. Yes! Yes! So how strong is she when she can't just freeze time? A voice in your head. Who's this? What? How? How? Oh. What? No. What the heck? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna get some recap on this. So it doesn't even seem like she knows. So we might not get like an actual answer, which kind of stinks. It almost just seems like a... I don't know. I'll talk about it more in discussion. Yeah. She does not look happy. She is worried. I don't think she's a very good fighter. Ooh, she's cracking. Oh shit. Yeah, she's probably not that strong. If this is her magic... Oh. Okay, she can, like, swing her sword and lightning flashes, okay. It didn't seem to do anything, though. She made her hand bigger? Is that what just happened? Okay, so she does have some power regardless of stopping time. Jesus. I'd say that's some power. What the heck is going on? God's Soul? Takeover magic? What the heck? What is going on, guys? Could Lucy, like, sense that? Oh shit. Okay. Interesting. Fair point. Showing her a future timeline. Oh no, that was Carla's vision. No, 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 Carla. No, no, please. Oh, they're not gonna kill Carla, are they? Oh, crap. There's two healers there. They can save her, right? She's also gonna die, right? She's like... Okay, so I have a theory. I think this might be a juke, because she's like blue again, like she's outside of the time that that they're at. So I almost think she got shot out of it. I hope. I'm thinking she just got shot out of this frozen time, but I could be wrong. There was blood. Or maybe time froze for her again, so she's not dead yet. Yeah, she's still alive. She's injured, but she's frozen at the start of that injury. Yeah. Okay, okay. They gotta win fast. Alright, time to be the god of time. Wendy. You need the Dragon Force. Yes! Oh, fearless determination. I love it. The power of the future. What? Oh, shit. Okay, that's a little unsettling. Yeah. Are they gonna lose their magic? Oh, no. I was kind of fearing that when they said use all of your future power. Oh, my god. The third origin. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Trying to think. Was Wendy part of the group that we saw in the beginning? I don't think she was she? Like in the very first episode. Shit. Oh, man. I got a little emotional at the end there, not gonna lie. do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alrighty, make sure I stop that, close it, because I almost watched a little too much. Alrighty guys, so that is the end of episode 298, and that was another fantastic episode. They just keep on coming, right? Like, this whole arc so far has been like one really good episode after another. We had some early ones that were... We had that one that was like a lot of fan service between Lucy and Brandish, which I felt were a little weird, but for the last like 4 or 5 episodes, I think, maybe even 6 episodes at this point, they've been all like super fantastic. Basically ever since like stuff really started going down. But yeah, so let's talk about this episode, guys. Holy crap. Alright, so I want to say I called it, like, the whole freezing time ability. I said slow down time, so I was a little off. I will admit that I was slightly off, but slow down time and stop time pretty close to, the same. I'm still relatively proud of that prediction. But I'm still a little confused about how, because we had that moment where Kagura said that she can sense, like, even the slightest movement, and she didn't sense any at all. That was because time was stopping. But she must have had to go... It was the same complaint I had last episode when I really went into detail about this theory that I had, where if she is stopping time, that means she has to get in the exact same spot that she had her feet in, the exact same body position and everything that she was in before she stopped time. And I don't see that as being something that's very easy to do. So I feel like that's something that's just not going to get addressed, you know? But Kagura said, like, I could understand if that scene with Kagura didn't happen, then I would be like, okay, this is a fine power, you know? But the fact that she is able, like, they specifically said that Kagura is able to sense, like, the slightest emotion and she didn't move at all, that means that she was able to stop time, walk over and slice her clothes or whatever, walk back to that spot she was originally at, and get in the same exact position, resume time, and so Kagura wouldn't notice. So, that's just my one complaint about that there. Maybe they'll address it, but probably not. I'm assuming we're just gonna have to assume that, you know, she's just so good at using her magic since she's one of the 12 that she's able to get around that somehow. But, moving on to the rest of the stuff, I understand how the whole, shoot, what's her name? We just saw this episode, Ultir. There we go, sorry about that. I understand how the whole Ultir thing could work, because she's all time-based, and she used, like, the last of her power to change the time. But then we had that scene when she was an old lady and dying. Like, if we didn't see that, like, if they just had her vanish back then, you know? Not have, like, the whole torn-up body and everything. If she just vanished after using that power, I could understand this a little better. But since we saw that, like, not really filler episode, but it was a fun little episode, but also kind of sad because, you know, by the end of it, we learned that we saw Ultir as an old lady, because she used up almost all of her time, but not quite all of it. She still had enough to, like, go around and do some stuff. it feels kind of weird to have her here, doesn't it? Maybe I'm a little off on that, but I feel like this is just like I hate to bash the show, but I feel like this is a really bad way to try to create some kind of hype, you know? Like having all these awesome reveals episode after episode, and they're like, oh, what can we do this time? Let's have Crime Sorcier show up. And let's even have Ultir be there. Well, how are we going to explain that? Well, we'll just, say that she doesn't know why she's stuck in this, like, frozen time point. And she said that she only exists when this girl, I forget her name, Demoria or something like that. I always forget her name. The gladiator looking chick. I think Ultir said she only exists when she uses her power to freeze time. So how does that work? Why is she tied to her? Now, she said she's using takeover magic to become the Kronos, the god of time, so maybe it has to do with that. There's probably ways they could explain it away, but I still don't know that I like any of the explanations, because I feel like we had our moment for Ultir to pass, and, I was pretty... When I first saw it, I was pretty upset. Like, I didn't cry or anything, but it was definitely, like, a very emotional moment, and I was like, okay, this is one of the few times they're gonna have death, but they did it in, like, a very good way. And now having her back, even though she's only back in this frozen time period, she's cracking and stuff, so I don't know if she's going to be gone for good once this little encounter is over, or if, like, the Demiora person uses her power again and she'll still be there, she just needs time to, like, restore or something, who knows. But I guess I'm just not the biggest fan of this development, just because I felt like I had the time to pass, like, to mourn her, and I feel like death in a show should mean, even though it's an anime, should mean more than what they make it out to be in Fairy Tail sometimes, because it's not like it's the first time they've pulled this trick. They've had, what? Urza in the Tower of Heaven arc. She had, like, her little fake death scene where she saw her own funeral, and even though I don't think I ever really believed she was dead, they still, like, tried to juke you with it. And then we had the scene with, or not even just the scene, the whole storyline of, oh, what's her name? I'm so bad with names tonight, guys, and I'm really sorry about that. Oh, I really like her too. Lasana. There we go. We had the whole thing with Lasana where everyone thought she was dead and she came back. I feel like they do this so often. They had, like, that during the Battle of Fairy Tail arc where Loxus was making everybody fight each other. Gramps, like, passed out or had, like, a heart attack, it kind of looked like, or something, and the healer lady said, like, he doesn't have much time, go get Loxus. Yet he's still alive and kicking in the show, They always, like, try to tease death, and they never actually have it, so I really respected when Ultir actually died, And now she's back again, even if it is just for maybe this episode and a little bit next episode. Even if that's it, I still feel like it weakens all those past scenes, which kind of stinks for me. But that's just my opinion on that. You guys may feel differently, but that's just how I feel. So that's my opinions on that. But that being said, this decision is actually kind of terrifying because we might lose Wendy and Shelia as... I don't know if we'd lose them as Fairy Tail members, but at least in a combat sense we would. They might still be around, like, the guild hall and everything, but just the idea of them not being able to use their magic anymore is actually disappointing if they go through with this. Granted, we are coming up on the end of the show, so that's a great way to kind of kill a character without killing a character, is by removing their ability to do magic, you know? Having that being something would be interesting, but I really like Wendy as a character, and Shelly is alright. She's, like, not my favorite, uh... But yeah, I would just think for Wendy to just lose all her power, but you know that she's gonna do it to save Carla. And sorry, I know you guys might notice that I call her Carla. I mentioned it early on when she first showed up again when I started the reactions. Um, in subtitle they say something like Charlelu or something, but that sounds like really weird to say. And I know in dubbed, when I watch the dubbed reactions, they say Carla. So that's why I say Carla. If you guys are wondering, that's the reason. Just because the dubs say it that way. But Wendy says it in such a weird way. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. It's like Charlelu, and that's like weird. It's like not even how it's spelt. I don't understand. But, so I just call her Carla. So that's that. But yeah, so the other thing is with the juking of death, I almost feel like they're juking us with this whole power thing. Like, I feel like there's a very good chance that they'll do this third origin thing. Wendy and Shelia will save Carla, and then there won't be any repercussions. They'll just still have their magic. Just because the show likes to do that kind of thing where they give us dangerous odds that just never actually go through, you know? If you do this, you'll lose all your power, and then the next day they're still using their power, so, or if you do this, you'll die, and they're not actually dead, so, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see what they decide to do with this. If they decide to have them use this, you know, there's also the possibility where Wendy's like, no, I don't need my third origin. I have a secret weapon, you know? But the way they hyped up the third origin, I feel like we are going to see it, and it's going to be very badass to see, don't get me wrong. I am very much looking forward to seeing what this could be, because essentially what the third origin is, from what I understand, is it's the power that you have the potential to have. So it's almost like, if you guys ever watch Hunter x Hunter, I think the show is old enough at this point. I guess spoiler alert for Hunter x Hunter if you have not seen it yet. I'm going to reveal a very small detail about it, but at one point one of the characters accesses, like, power equal to that if they trained, like, every minute of their lives for 30 years. They acquired, like, that much power. And like, I think even more than that, in a sense. But as a payment, it took all of his power. So almost this exact same situation. But, you know, he was able to become so damn strong that it makes me excited to see this kind of thing, you know? Yeah. God, that's gonna be crazy. It's pretty much just like it was in Hunter x Hunter, honestly, now that I think about it. But yeah, anyways, damn. So this chick had the ability to stop time. Now, did she always, like... So they mentioned something weird. Let me see if I can bring the episode back up to reread it, because it's something that maybe I'm just supposed to glance over it. Maybe I'm not. I think I'm actually right at it. I'm a god of the ancient Mildians. Demaria, I believe that's her name, is of their progeny. Okay. And then together we have taken the singular form. That's it. Okay. So, they're saying, from what I understand, they're saying that the girl took over a god in a sense, but was kind of raised in that kind of, like, it almost sounds like that's something passed down through, like, a certain tribe, like the Mildians or whatever. Almost seems like that's a tribe of people, in a sense. And that tribe of people have, like, a ritual where this god of time is passed down from person to person, and it's Demaria's turn, I believe that's the name they just said. And so she just has possession of Kronos, the god of time, which I'm guessing is what gives her the ability to stop time even when she's not in that form. Maybe she has some kind of, like, lingering power that remained through it, that she's able to use. We haven't really seen, I don't think we've seen Mira Jane use any of her demon soul powers outside of being in that form, you know? But maybe this is just like a higher level of takeover where you're able to access some of the power before you actually enter, like, the takeover form. But that's interesting. See, they throw out the word God and everything so easily in this show. Am I supposed to take that as this is a literal god? Because we haven't had... We had one of the 12 battle gods that Natsu killed in one punch, so I was, like, really hesitant to really view it as a god, because, you know, when you view something as a god, you're really, like... You know, at least in our world, it's supposed to be, like, a supremely powerful being. In my opinion, Natsu shouldn't be able to beat it with one punch. Maybe Natsu would be able to beat it, but it shouldn't have been so easy. So I don't really completely view that guy as a god. I think that's more of a title that was given to him. But am I supposed to be, like, take this as a literal god? Or is this another thing where it's just a title someone gave to a powerful being, you know? And I mean, I guess essentially God is just the title given to a powerful being, even in our world. I just described it. It's just they're not as powerful as I'd imagine. Like, to me, a god would just be able to snap their fingers and everything in the world would change. That's, like, God to me. Like, and I don't really believe in God. But if I were to believe in God, he would have to be someone that has that level of power, you know? That's how I feel anyway. But so I'm just curious about this, like, god of time. Is it really a god in the true sense of the word? Or is it, you know, like, if Mira Jane just wanted to call one of her forms a god, would it just be like that, you know? Instead of a demon. But, I'm a little curious about that. That's what makes it hard, because we've had the words God thrown around in other places, and I'm very much interested in the concept of God in this world, but I have a hard time believing that it actually is, like, a true God, you know? So, I guess if my reaction to her being a god wasn't up to snuff of what you guys, like, thought it might have been, sorry about that, just because of that. Like, it's just Fairy Tail debates you so much, you know? I love the show. I love it so much. I even love this episode, regardless of the gripes I have with it. But you have to admit, the show does debate you. And if you don't know that word, it really, like, I guess, just baits you into thinking one thing is another thing, or one thing works this way but it doesn't. This person's dead but they're not. You know, they do a lot of that to try to keep excitement. I suppose is probably why they do it. But I'm always one to try to, like, understand all the rules of the world And when things break those rules so much, I start to second guess them. And that's just what's been happening recently with the show, with, Ultir coming back, and now a god appearing, apparently. But is it really a god? I don't know. Who knows? But yeah. Alright, I'm gonna skim through the episode a little bit more just to see. Oh, I guess I didn't talk at all about the start of the episode. Which I can't believe I almost forgot to do that, honestly. I was about to skim through the episode and I would have noticed it, but the whole Loxus thing. So let's talk about that for a little bit. Sorry I didn't touch on that first. Usually I try to go through the way these things work, or the way the episodes go through. I try to go through from the beginning to the end, just try to keep things in order so I don't miss things like I almost just did. But Loxus had a conclusion to the fight against Wall. He was almost down for the count because of the Bane particles. So from what I understand is they actually didn't give us anime exposition of how it worked, which is very interesting. They let us try to figure it out by ourselves, which is both cool, and sometimes I like the anime exposition, to be honest, just so I understand how it all fully worked. But from the little bit of exposition we did get, from what I understand, Freed taught him how to do an enchantment. Enchantments must be made with Bane particles, which I feel like that's new to me. I don't think I knew that before. I could be wrong. Maybe I missed something in the original series, but I had no idea that you use Bane particles to create enchantments. And then, so he created this enchantment circle and he got inside of it. And then Wall was just so confident in himself that he dispelled the Bane particles. But I guess he did it in kind of like an area of effect kind of thing in AoE, where he just covered the whole area. Like, he didn't actually specifically go and just do the ring. If he would have done that, that would have been fine. Like, if he just dispelled the ring of Bane particles, what happened wouldn't have happened. But instead, he did an area of effect where all the Bane particles around him were nullified. It seemed like, and since Loxus was close enough, those Bane particles were destroyed within him, I'm guessing, inside his body. And now, I don't know if that's a permanent fix, or if it's only a temporary fix. Loxus said it was medicine to him. So that makes it sound like it's a temporary fix. But I guess it could be permanent too. I wouldn't be surprised if it was permanent, but I guess we'll see in the future of the show. But that allowed Loxus to, be revitalized and go on the offensive again. And, we had that typical anime line where, they're like, but your attacks won't affect me, but then suddenly they affect them. But it was done with red lightning, which was said, if I can cut back to that scene, let's see if I can find it relatively quickly. I guess we're gonna have the whole flashback scene, which was really cool. I'll talk about that again in a minute. Lightning that surpasses lightning in the red of blood. So I don't know how much that is, telling us what his power was, but red lightning is a really cool concept, just because I feel like a lot of shows do... Well, I guess I don't know. Lightning usually doesn't have a different color, right? I guess there's yellow and blue is the typical, lightning looks that shows do. And maybe someone that is yellow would eventually develop blue lightning, which maybe is a higher form of lightning. Maybe it's almost like fire, like firebending in Avatar, where they have the normal, orangish red fire, and then they have the blue fire that Azula could do. And that's just a higher form of firebending. And, other shows have done that too. My Hero Academia did it when Endeavor was using his fire, and then it turned blue for a little bit. It's always shown as like a powered up version, but I've never seen lightning be turned red. And that's kind of cool that he's doing like a symbolizing that as like blood. I don't know if it has anything to do with the way he does it, if he's somehow like using his blood to amplify his electricity, or if we're just supposed to believe that like he's calling it blood because it's red, But either way, very cool. It was awesome seeing the red lightning, and I wonder if that's what they're going for, is like people's powered up states are more reddish, Is that what they're trying to aim for? Like, to be like a norm, maybe? Because or maybe it's just a coincidence, but when Natsu had his power from Igneel he was using, it was a lot more red. It was a deeper red than his normal, like, orange fire, It was almost like the same kind of red we see Loxus doing, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but either way. Then there's also the whole flashback scene was really cool. I don't know when that happened. I'm guessing that was a projection of Mavis talking to Loxus at like a pool area or something. It looked like they were at like an amusement park. I don't know what they were doing there. And I don't know, I don't know why they were there, but it was still very cool to see Mavis talking to Loxus like that, talking about Yuri, and that whole scene was just fantastic. I really liked it. It was really cool, and I like how far Loxus has come as a character, right? Like, we saw him in the beginning, and we obviously know how he was. He was very angry and, cocky and all that. Now you see him, and he cares about everybody, and it's just awesome how far his character has come. There was a point where I thought I'd never like this guy, and now, he's such an awesome character. Oh, man. I think that pretty much sums up the majority. It was cool seeing Jalal and Meldy show up, but we didn't really see much of that yet. And Kagura didn't seem to have a very good time with that, so I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna go. I'm guessing Kagura will suck it up and they'll fight together. This is my assumption. I guess it's a pretty good assumption, but yeah. Anyways, guys, I think that pretty much sums up majority of the stuff that I want to talk about. I really hope they do save Carla, but now that they set up all of these stakes in order for her to save Carla, I'm pretty sure she's going to, I didn't really talk about that before just because I'm pretty confident that they're going to find a way to save her. I mean, not even find a way. They already have a way to save her. I'm pretty confident that they're going to do it, or they're going to have another way, Like, there is a possibility that Wendy will be like, no, I have another trick up my sleeve, and enter, like, Dragon Force and, like, instantly take this chick down and do, like, a super healing spell and save Carla, and, like, still have, like, save Shelia and her powers and everything, for, the foreseeable future. But, who knows. But yeah, guys, that was, like I said, I liked the episode. I did have a lot of gripes with it, a lot of things that I didn't completely agree with, but that didn't mean I didn't like the episode. I did really enjoy it. It's just some of those things I probably would have done a little bit differently. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, and I hope you guys stick around and check out the ones coming in the future and everything, and check out my other ones and all that stuff. But thanks for watching. Check out the description for links to stuff like my Patreon where you can support the channel, and my Twitch stream, which I don't stream super often, but there's also my anime list where you can see the shows I've watched and the shows I plan to watch. But I've already talked for a very long time in this discussion, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you once again, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.